What's good, everybody? I'm BPC, and welcome to Competitive Origins MMA. Now, today we have a special guest on the show who's actually in the middle of training camp as he prepares for his fight on February 27th. He is the number 3 ranked UFC heavyweight in the world, and his name is Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Hey, Jairzinho, thank you for tuning in today. Or thank you for joining us, I should say.
Nah, no problem, man. Anytime.
First of all, I want to apologize. I made a video about you and Ciryl Gane, and I butchered your name. I had watched the fight, the introduction between you and Ganu, and Michael Buffer had butchered your name. And I watched that video, and I studied it so I could pronounce it the way he pronounced it. And it turns out that I had it right the whole time. But then until I watched his video, that made me butcher it. So I just want to apologize if you happen to catch that video.
No problem, man.
Okay, cool. I'm happy you're not mad at me. I don't want you punching me in the face or anything like that. You're set to take on Ciryl Gane at UFC Vegas 20, is that correct?
That's correct.
When the UFC first reached out to you and said, hey, we want you to fight this guy, he's the number 7th ranked heavyweight in the world, what were your thoughts on it?
Basically, it's easy for me because I fought for a while now, and I like to stay busy during the year, 2, 3, 4 fights, and I didn't fight for long, so for me it was good. I mean, I want to stay busy, and this fight it's fine. It's not a problem. The guy is doing his thing. I think he's doing a good job, and he's gonna face me now. So, yeah.
From what you saw, his last fight against against somebody that you actually beat via TKO in the second round, and then he beat this individual in the second round via TKO. Do you think he poses a tough challenge for you, or do you think you have him figured out?
I think every fight is a different fight. Every fighter are different. So for me, every fight is a championship fight. So I'm going to handle it as a championship fight. I'm going to be the championship mindset. I train as that, and I go in to take him out. Doesn't matter if he win over a guy, beat, So for me, it's a fight, and it's really important. I see every fight as a championship, and the goal is the gold, the UFC title on my waist. So whoever stand across me, I have to put you down, and that's what we're going for.
Originally, this fight was actually supposed to be set in March, and with the cancellation of the main event, they moved you guys over to this card. Now, does the UFC just ask you to move, or did you ask to be moved to that card to main event? How did that work out?
The UFC offered me the main event of the 27th of February, and I said right away, okay, let's go. Because fighting 2 weeks earlier or 2 weeks later didn't make no sense for me. I mean, some people are more curious about the training camp being shorter, but I've been in shape a little bit for a while now. So for me, it isn't that hard. And I mean, fighting 2 weeks later or 2 weeks earlier, it makes no sense. I'm ready.
Okay, now when they offered you the fight, how long is a typical camp for you?
We have different camps. I can have a camp 6 weeks.
Okay.
I can have a camp 3 months. I did once 4 months. That was hard. Then you have to take a couple of steps back and then go back and go again.
So but if you had a preference,
6 weeks is fine. 8 weeks is fine.
Okay, so 6 to 8 weeks is your sweet spot, you'd say.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, very cool. I always hear that when fighters go into fights, sometimes they get some bumps and bruises. Usually fighters are never 100% healthy going into fights. Is that your experience, being, a UFC fighter, that you also have had to go through difficulty getting into these fights with injuries and stuff, or?
No, never.
So you've been okay. That's
always
good to
on
hear.
Point. No injuries, no bruises, just,
Okay. Now, it seems like you have a championship mindset. You said you view every fight as you're going into a championship fight. And in the fight with Overeem, people thought that coming to the end that Overeem was going to get the victory. And then you showed your heart that you weren't going to give up. And you were going to do everything possible, regardless of where the fight was going to end up at, to get the victory. And then that's exactly what happened. You landed a great punch or whatever. It just exploded his face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that the championship mindset that allowed you to overcome the odds to get that victory, or?
Yeah, I mean, I just I just keep going. I don't like to give up. I don't know what that is. The fight was hard. Overeem is he's a big legend of the game. He got a lot of tricks. He's got a lot of experience. And yeah, it wasn't an easy fight. And that fight I learned the most of because I spent almost 25 minutes in the octagon. So I should thank him for that. And yeah, it ends how it ends. Of course, I want to win every fight. And that's the mindset with what I enter the octagon. So yeah, I will do everything to win the fight.
Just curious, when you hit him and you saw his lips split open, what went through your mind?
No, I didn't see his lips split open right away. When I hit him, I can see through his eyes he was out.
Okay.
So I take a step back, and then I turn around and see the ref touch me, so I walk away.
Okay.
But when I saw his lips, yeah, it was crazy, and I mean, it happens sometimes.
Absolutely. Being in the main event, do you because obviously you have to wait for everybody to fight. Would you rather fight early on the card, or do you like fighting at the end?
For me, it doesn't matter. I've been doing this for a long time, being main event for many years in the kickboxing world, and now it's just the same. Now I'm in the UFC, fighting a main event. I just go with the same mindset. I just set up my times during the day so I can be active on the time that I have to fight. Mm-hmm. So it's just how you manage your day that day to be ready for what's coming in the fight.
Now, you said that you've had a lot of kickboxing matches. Was this your first martial art that you started in?
Yes, kickboxing. Kickboxing was the first martial art that I started, yeah.
How long did you do that for?
14 years.
Okay, so quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
What made you transition from kickboxing to MMA? Because I see there's a lot of fighters that do kickboxing and then transition to MMA. So what was it for you that made you want to change up the sport?
For me, it was more, I used to fight in a year 13 or 11 times, and then it started getting slow. And then Coach Bob told me, you know what, maybe you should do some MMA. And a friend of mine told me that years ago also, and I was like, nah, it's nothing for me. And I started training from that, and 2012 I made my MMA debut. I won my first fight in Russia. And then later in the year, I fought again and I win again. And so I start focusing a little bit on MMA. And then the kickboxing world started being interested again. So I focused 5 years again on kickboxing. And then after 5 years, I started fighting MMA again. And yeah.
So would you ever want to go back to kickboxing, or do you think you're happy with just MMA?
I'm happy with MMA.
Okay.
I'm on the biggest promotion on earth. So
absolutely.
Why did you go back?
You said that you fought many times in kickboxing a year. Do you think MMA is more taxing on your body, and that's why you don't fight as much as you do with kickboxing? Or a lot of fighters, I would say.
I believe that, yeah.
Okay.
With MMA, you have to think of a lot of things. You have to focus on a lot of things, so you might need rest after a while.
Okay. So tell me this. When does Jairzinho Rozenstruik become the UFC heavyweight champion of the world?
Right now, we're focusing on the fight for the 27th. Winning that fight, we see what's going to happen, who the next opponent is going to be. I'm the number 3 of the world, so it means I'm right around the corner for the title shot. So right now, Stipe is fighting Ciryl Gane, and after that, Jon Jones will get a title shot. So in the meanwhile, I think I fight somebody else around the corner too, or above me. Everything is fine right now, so I beat this guy. Who's next? I beat him. I get the title shot after. That's how I see it.
Yeah. Well, I see it that way too. So we're on the same page. You know what I mean? Yeah, we know that Jon is supposed to get the next shot. But I do see you probably fighting one more time and then facing off against whoever is the winner between Jones and either Stipe and Ngannou, which should be pretty exciting.
For me too.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to that fight. Have you seen Jon Jones in person?
Not yet, never.
Oh, you've never seen him in person. Okay. See, us fans, we think that all you UFC fighters see each other, that you guys are around each other 24/7, that it's just the norm. You know what I mean? And then
that's not how it is.
Yeah, that's not how it is. Exactly. That's not how it is at all. I've had discussions with people, and we've always talked about, that is Jon Jones a heavyweight that just fought at light heavyweight, or is he a light heavyweight that's fighting at heavyweight? I'm looking forward to see how he matches up with you and all the other fighters in the organization. So it should be pretty exciting.
I'm excited about it because for me it's a motivation. You know, one of the best guys in the world. He's the GOAT. He's been doing this for a long time, and he has a lot of experience. Facing a guy like that makes you want to train more, harder. You want to be good in everything. That when that time comes, you want to be ready and you want to win over that guy, and that make you the best. So that's the motivation for me that he step up to the heavyweight. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna see what's gonna happen if I face him, if I have to face him. So yeah,
absolutely. Could you tell the fans what's your Instagram handle?
My Instagram is Jairzinho Rozenstruik, and my Facebook is Jairzinho Bigi Boy Rozenstruik, and you can check me on YouTube. I have my YouTube channel, Jairzinho Bigi Boy Rozenstruik. If you guys want to see what I do, how I live, how I push everything, just follow me to Instagram, to social media, and you guys will see everything.
I had talked to you previously, and you're about to start ramping up a lot of content on your YouTube channel. Are you excited about that? I'm really excited about that, and I start already making content. So anytime soon, some real things gonna come out, and I'm pretty sure the fans are gonna happy to see it. I think they're definitely going to enjoy it. You know, back in the day, you know, watching MMA, you know, you had your fighters and you basically got to see them whenever they did interviews, you know what I mean? And that was it, you know, and now with, you know, social media and YouTube and all that stuff, people get to be closer to their fighters that they're fans of, and they get to know who they are, you know, which I think is really interesting. It's completely different from how it was back in the day, from the old school days. So
I think the same thing, because I've been follow UFC for a while, and I know fighters from name, but I don't know who they are and what they do. So this is the way we can be closer with the fans, and yeah, I mean, show them what we do and how we live, and show them what we can show them, so yeah, they can know more about us.
Awesome. One last question: what was your biggest accomplishment in MMA so far?
I mean, my 2019, I broke a couple of records in the UFC. I mean, Rookie of the Year, second fastest knockout of the UFC heavyweight history. I have the latest finish in the UFC, or the second latest, I don't know, but something like that. So that was the biggest accomplishment for me, those fights, and it means a lot. Because stepping in one of the biggest promotions and put down performance like that, it's nice, and it gives you a motivation to go further, to go harder, and to do even more.
That's awesome, man. Well, Jairzinho, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I wish you luck in this fight coming up against Ciryl Gane. I may even place my first MMA bet on you because I think you're going to get it, you know? I think you're going to do big things, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. If you want to do an interview anytime, just let me know.
I appreciate it, man. You have a great day. Thanks again.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. As we all know, Jairzinho Rozenstruik is set to face off against Ciryl Gane at UFC Vegas on February 27th. And it was awesome of him to take time out of his busy schedule, as we know he is currently training on a daily basis, to jump on the show and talk to us for just a little bit. Make sure to go into the comment section and ask as many questions as possible, and I'll see if I can get Jairzinho to answer some of them. Now, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you can be notified as soon as these videos drop. At our current rate, we're dropping them on a daily basis, and don't forget to hit the like button. Now, if you haven't done so either, go to competitiveorigins.com, type in promo code MMA75 so you can get 10% off this Competitive Origins Just an Obstacle t-shirt. Thank you for tuning in today, guys. I'm BPC, and remember, you've been competing since conception, whether you're competing against yourself or others. Competitive Origins.